What if I told you that some of the most powerful protein foods on Earth are not locked inside a steak, a chicken breast, or an expensive protein powder, but may be growing quietly in leaves, seeds, vines, and small plants that most people walk past without noticing? Now, before we go deeper, here is the truth. Most videos do not explain clearly. When we compare fresh meat to fresh leaves, meat usually has more protein per bite. But when certain plants are dried, powdered, sprouted, or harvested as seeds, their protein concentration can become shockingly high. Some of these plants can become part of a backyard protein pharmacy. You plant them once, and in the right climate, they can keep giving leaves, pods, seeds, or edible shoots for years. And this matters more than most people think, because after the age of 50, 60, and 70, your muscles become more vulnerable. Your body does not build muscle as easily. Your bones need more support. Your immune system needs steady amino acids. Your blood sugar needs foods that do not create chaos. And your gut needs fiber, minerals, and antioxidants that meat simply does not provide. Protein is not only about building biceps. Protein helps repair skin, support enzymes, protect your immune defenses, maintain hormones, and preserve strength in your legs. But here is the problem. Many people depend only on meat, processed cold cuts, or expensive supplements, while ignoring plants that bring protein together with fiber, magnesium, potassium, polyphenols, and natural anti-inflammatory compounds. Today, you will discover 10 powerful protein plants that can help nourish your muscles, support your heart, feed your gut, and create a more resilient body. And stay until the end, because the final plant may surprise you. It grows fast, it produces food again and again, and in many cultures, it has been treated almost like a survival food. This is not medical advice. And no single plant replaces a balanced diet. But if you want stronger muscles, steadier energy, better digestion, and a smarter way to eat protein from nature, this video may change the way you look at your garden forever. Dois. Moringa, chaya, and ora-pro-nóbis, the leafy protein giants. Let's begin with the plants that look too simple to be powerful. Leaves. Most people look at green leaves and think vitamins, maybe minerals, maybe fiber. But they rarely think protein, and that is the first mistake. The first plant is moringa. Is often called the miracle tree because its leaves are rich in nutrients. When the leaves are dried and turned into powder, they become much more concentrated. That is where moringa becomes interesting as a protein-supporting food. Inside the body, protein from foods is broken down into amino acids. These amino acids are like tiny bricks. Your muscles use them. Your immune system uses them. Your skin uses them. Even your enzymes and hormones depend on them. But moringa does not bring protein alone. It also brings antioxidants, that may help defend the body against oxidative stress. Think of oxidative stress like tiny sparks inside the body. Over time, too many sparks can irritate cells, blood vessels, and tissue. A practical way to use moringa is simple. Add a small amount of moringa powder to soups, green smoothies, beans, stews, or vegetable sauces. Start small because the flavor is earthy and strong. The second plant is chaya, also known as tree spinach. Chaya is powerful, but it comes with one important warning. It should be cooked before eating. Raw chaya may contain compounds that are reduced by cooking. So this is not a plant to throw carelessly into a raw salad. When cooked properly, chaya becomes a mineral-rich, leafy green that can be used like spinach. It can go into scrambled eggs, soups, beans, rice, dishes, or sautéed vegetables. And here is what makes chaya special. In warm climates, it can grow like a small tree or shrub. You harvest the leaves and the plant keeps producing. The third plant is ora-pro-nóbis. This plant is famous in Brazil, and many people call it poor man's meat because its leaves have a surprising amount of protein when dried. The name may sound humble, but the nutrition is impressive. Ora-pro-nóbis is a climbing cactus-like plant with edible leaves. It can be used in soups, omelets, stews, and vegetable fillings. The leaves can help thicken dishes naturally because they release a soft mucilage, almost like okra. That mucilage is not just a texture. It may also help slow digestion, support gut comfort, and make meals more satisfying. Picture your body after a meal with only refined carbohydrates. Blood sugar rises fast, insulin has to respond quickly, and a few hours later, hunger comes back. But when you combine protein, fiber, and minerals from plants like these, digestion becomes slower and more controlled. That is why these leafy protein giants are not just about protein. They are about metabolic stability, moringa. Ora-pro-nóbis. 3 plants that remind us of a powerful truth. Sometimes the strongest nutrition is hiding in the leaves. 3. Lupin, soybeans, and pigeon peas. The muscle-building legume family. Now we move from leaves to legumes. And legumes are one of nature's smartest protein systems. A legume is a plant family that includes beans, peas, lentils, soy, chickpeas, lupin, and pigeon peas. These foods are special because many of them can help enrich the soil by working with bacteria around their roots to fix nitrogen. In simple words, legumes do not just feed you, they can help feed the soil. The 4th plant is lupin. Lupin seeds are incredibly protein-rich when dried. In many countries, lupin beans are soaked, cooked, and eaten as a snack or used to make flour. but they must be prepared correctly because some varieties contain bitter alkaloids that need proper soaking and processing. That is why you should never casually eat unknown wild lupin seeds. Use food-grade sweet lupin products or properly prepared lupin beans. Inside your body, lupin is interesting because it brings protein together with fiber. This is a powerful combination for satiety. It tells the brain, we are nourished. We do not need to keep searching for food. The stomach empties more slowly. Blood sugar rises more gently. The gut microbiota, the community of bacteria in your intestines, receives fiber. It can ferment into helpful compounds. The fifth plant is soybean. Soy is one of the most complete plant proteins because it contains all essential amino acids in good amounts. That means it gives your body the building blocks it cannot make on its own. Soy can be eaten as edamame tofu, tempeh, soy milk, or cooked soybeans. For people trying to reduce red meat, soy can be a powerful bridge because it gives a satisfying amount of protein without cholesterol and with very little saturated fat. But here is the key. Choose simple soy foods. Tofu, tempeh, edamame, and unsweetened soy milk are very different from ultra-processed soy snacks filled with additives, sugar, and refined oils. A practical habit: add tofu cubes to a vegetable stir-fry. Use tempeh in a bowl with greens and rice, or eat edamame as a protein snack. The sixth plant is pigeon pea. Pigeon pea is not as famous in many American kitchens, but in tropical and subtropical regions, it is a treasure. It grows as a shrub, produces protein-rich peas, and can keep producing for more than one season in the right climate. Pigeon peas are used in soups, rice dishes, stews, curries, and traditional meals around the world. For the body, this matters because peas and beans give protein plus potassium and fiber. Potassium helps balance sodium and supports healthy blood pressure. Fiber supports cholesterol control by helping remove bile acids from the digestive tract. And the protein supports muscle repair. This is why legumes are not poor people food. They are survival food, longevity food, and metabolic food. Lupin, soybeans, and pigeon peas show us something important. When protein comes from legumes, it arrives with fiber, minerals, and slow energy. That is a very different story from processed meat. 4. Hemp, pumpkin seeds, and amaranth. Small seeds with serious strength. Now let's talk about seeds. Seeds are tiny life capsules. A seed contains enough stored nutrition to help a new plant begin. That is why many seeds are dense in protein, minerals, and healthy fats. The seventh plant is hemp. Hemp hearts are soft, nutty, and rich in plant protein. They are also practical because they do not need cooking. You can sprinkle them over oatmeal, yogurt, salads, soups, avocado toast, or smoothies. One reason hemp is interesting is that it contains protein plus magnesium and healthy fats. Magnesium helps muscles relax, supports normal nerve function, and plays a role in blood sugar regulation. Think of magnesium like a calming mineral for the body's electrical system. Your heart rhythm, muscle contraction, and nerve signals all depend on mineral balance. A simple daily idea. Sprinkle 1 or 2 tablespoons of hemp hearts over breakfast. It is not dramatic. It is not complicated, but done consistently. Small habits can change the nutritional quality of the whole day. The 8th plant is pumpkin. Pumpkin is famous for the orange flesh, but the real protein treasure is in the seeds. Pumpkin seeds are rich in protein, zinc, magnesium, and healthy fats. Zinc is important for immune function, skin repair, and hormonal balance. Magnesium supports muscles, nerves, and blood vessels. For men over 50, pumpkin seeds are often discussed because of prostate health, though they are not a cure or treatment. For everyone, they can be a smart snack when used in moderation. A practical way to use them: roast pumpkin seeds lightly, add them to salads, blend them into sauces, or sprinkle them over soup for crunch. The 9th plant is amaranth. Amaranth is fascinating because both the leaves and seeds can be eaten. The leaves can be cooked like spinach. The seeds can be cooked like a grain, even though botanically they are not a true cereal grain. Amaranth brings protein, fiber, minerals, and a comforting texture. It can be used in porridge, soups, stews, or mixed with rice and vegetables. In the body, amaranth supports steady energy because it is not just empty starch. It brings protein and fiber, which slows digestion and helps reduce sharp hunger swings. And here is the beautiful part. In many places, amaranth grows easily and can reseed itself. It is not just food, it is resilience. Hemp, pumpkin seeds. Hemp. These plants prove that sometimes the smallest foods carry the densest nutrition. 5. Spirulina and duckweed, the water-grown protein shock. Now we enter the most surprising category: water-grown protein. The 10th plant-like food is Technically, spirulina is not a true plant. It is a blue-green algae, a type of cyanobacteria. But nutritionally, it is one of the most concentrated green protein foods used around the world. Spirulina powder can contain a very high percentage of protein by dry weight. That is why it is often used in small amounts as a nutritional booster. But here is the warning: quality matters. Spirulina must come from trusted, tested sources, because contaminated algae products can contain toxins or heavy metals. This is not something you should harvest from random ponds. Inside the body, spirulina provides protein, iron, pigments, and antioxidant compounds. Its deep green-blue color comes from powerful natural pigments. These pigments are part of why people study spirulina for inflammation and oxidative stress. A practical suggestion: use a small amount in a smoothie with banana, berries, lemon, or pineapple to balance the strong flavor. do not overdo it. More is not always better. Now let's talk about duckweed, also called water lentil. Duckweed is a tiny floating aquatic plant. In some regions, it has been studied and used as a high-protein food. It can grow extremely fast under the right conditions. But again, there is a major safety point. Duckweed must be grown in clean, controlled water if intended for human food. If it grows in polluted water, it can absorb. This is the part most people miss. A food can be nutritious in theory, but unsafe if grown or prepared incorrectly. That is why the message of this video is not, eat anything green. The real message is, choose the right plants, prepare them correctly, and respect food safety. Spirulina and duckweed teach us that the future of protein may not only come from farms and animals, some of it may come from controlled ponds, clean water systems, and highly efficient green organisms. And as the world looks for sustainable protein, these water-grown foods may become more important. 6. How these plants affect your muscles, blood sugar, gut, and heart. Now let's connect everything to the body. Why should someone care about protein plants? First, muscles. After middle age, the body naturally begins to lose muscle if we do not protect it. This process is called it can make the legs weaker, reduce balance, slow metabolism, and increase the risk of falls. Protein helps because the body needs amino acids to repair and maintain muscle tissue. But protein alone is not enough. The body also needs movement. Even simple resistance training, walking uphill, bodyweight squats, or carrying groceries can signal the muscles to stay alive and strong. So imagine this combination: protein-rich plants on the plate and regular movement in the day. That is when nutrition becomes action. Second, blood sugar. Many plant proteins come with fiber. Fiber slows digestion. It creates a gentler release of energy. It helps prevent the rapid rise and crash that can happen after refined bread, sweets, or sugary drinks. This is why a bowl with beans, greens, seeds, and vegetables behaves very differently in the bloodstream than a plate of white flour and sugar. Third, the gut. Your gut bacteria love certain fibers. When they digest these fibers, they can produce short-chain fatty acids. These compounds help support the gut lining and may influence inflammation, metabolism, and immune balance. Meat gives protein, but it gives no fiber. Plants give protein plus fiber. That is a major difference. Fourth, the heart. Many protein plants contain potassium, magnesium, polyphenols, and unsaturated fats. These nutrients may support healthier blood pressure, better cholesterol patterns, and calmer inflammation when part of a balanced diet. But the key is replacement. Adding seeds to a diet full of processed meat and sugary drinks will not magically solve the problem. The real transformation happens when plant proteins begin replacing some of the foods that damage the body over time. For example, instead of processed sausage at breakfast, try tofu with vegetables. Instead of chips at night, try roasted pumpkin seeds. Instead of a low-protein soup, add moringa powder, cooked chaya, or beans. Instead of eating only meat at lunch, build a plate with legumes, greens, seeds, and colorful vegetables. This is how the body changes, not through one miracle food, but through repeated signals. Every meal sends a message. Some meals tell your body, store fat, raise inflammation, spike blood sugar. Other meals tell your body, repair, stabilize, nourish, protect. These protein plants can help send the second message. So, let's bring everything together. Today, you discovered 10 powerful protein plants and plant-based foods. Chaya, ora-pro-nóbis, lupin soybeans, pigeon peas, hemp, pumpkin seeds, amaranth, spirulina, and even water lentils like duckweed. Some are leaves, some are seeds, some are legumes. Some grow in water. Some can become long-term food sources in the right climate, and many of them become especially protein-dense when dried, powdered, sprouted, or harvested as seeds. But the biggest lesson is not that plants magically replace every food. The biggest lesson is that protein is not only found in meat. Nature has hidden protein in trees, vines, shrubs, seeds, pods, and leaves. And when you combine these foods wisely, your body receives more than amino acids. It receives fiber for the gut, minerals for the heart, antioxidants for the cells, and slow energy for blood sugar control. If you are over 50, this matters. If you feel weaker than before, this matters. If you want better energy, better digestion, and stronger legs as you age, this matters. Start simple. Choose one plant from this list. Add it to your routine 2 or 3 times per week. Learn how to prepare it safely. Combine it with vegetables, healthy fats, and other protein sources. And remember, the strongest body is not built in one meal. It is built by repeated choices. If this video helped you, give it a like, subscribe to Healthy Fruits, and share it with someone who believes protein only comes from meat. And tell me in the comments, which of these plants would you grow first? Moringa, ora-pro-nóbis, chaya, or pumpkin? Your garden may be more powerful than you think, and your next protein source may already be waiting in the soil.